Hello, I'm Patricia McNeely from Twin Flame Body. It's time to flip the switch here. So, we're all getting this huge global wake up call, and this is shaking up systems big time. And in case you didn't notice, it's in the way you feel too. It's almost like this, like when you're coming in and you're just kind of like, and you're just like, let me sit a moment because it's going to be confusing. You're going to feel scattered. You don't know what's going on. And yet, it's kind of been expected that some things had to change. But this is a huge, massive shakeup. This is like, those ripples in the water that are just gently going to move and shake some things. Now, it doesn't all have to be bad. And I've been doing some videos all along to talk about this all the way back as far as, when I first started that, I've said, you have a body in your body. And that body is your etheric body. It's connected to your higher body as well. So this is taking on the proportion that, just going through a few bumps and just watching a video, I'm sorry, just watching a video isn't going to cut it for you. True change happens when you actually participate and get proactive on things. Watching videos informs you of things. So let me tell you the difference. It's like the difference between reading a book about sailing or actually getting on the boat and feeling the wind in your hair. We are past the point of no return. Now, that might scare some people because there's a lot of fear of the unknown. But guess what? The more you connect yourself to who you really are, and what I mean is the higher subtle body connections that you have, your twin flame body, you are going through a twin flame body ascension. So everything has been a series of sort of, breakdowns, breaking down certain things, even including the things that you might have thought were certain stages were part of some old stuff. Not all of it, but a lot of it is part of old stuff. And people always look for a life preserver in these times because you're never sure of what's going to happen next. And it feels like that. What could happen next? What could possibly else go wrong? What else could probably, well, here's the beauty part of what I teach. If you focus on you and your body, you actually transcend that level. And I had someone put it to me so eloquently. There is another reality on top of this reality that's much lighter. And even that, though she could perceive it, is not the fifth dimension. There's still another dimension, a level beyond this that only lovers can get to. So where is this hitting people the most? It's hitting people exactly with what is so close to your heart. The respiratory and the heart, and they go together. Your heart needs your respiration system so that it can oxygenate all the parts of you. But your heart also has to maintain the connection to a much higher level. And that level is at a super high vibration. And if you're feeling fatigued, how are you going to do that? How are you going to hold a high vibe and feel fatigued and out of it or dragged out or vaguely sick all at the same time? It can seem like it's an impossibility. And in fact, it's impossible unless you do certain things. Okay? You need to be able to understand some of what is happening here. So we are just past the new moon. This is a significant new moon because this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is still a part of the shift, this huge shift that we're doing. And it does affect the reproductive and the wing areas. So female fatigue does correspond to the reproductive areas and the wings. And you might say, how on earth, how on earth Could the areas down here in my reproductive area affect me up here? Or you might say, what if I've had a surgery and I really don't have any of those parts anymore? Because I know people that have had those types of surgeries. One is in my own family. And believe me, she is fatigued on a daily basis. Her digestive system is awry. There's no supportive tissue there to hold everything up. There is only so much energy in a day. And the reason is there's deep healing going on. This goes together with the parts of you that support you. Now, what if you're generally healthy? You're healthy, you're young, you're vibrant, you're in the prime of your life, but somehow, boom, you get hit with this fatigue and it feels like someone has clipped your wings. You can't go anywhere, you can't manifest. All of this is all connected together. Respiratory, heart. What else about your heart? What about the heart? The heart actually has to be not only healthy, but not cluttered up with a whole bunch of stuff. So, what are the tissues that this affects? Pleura. Do you know what the pleura is? I'm going to tell you so you don't have to guess. The closest word to this that you might be familiar with is a disease called pleurisy, and that is an inflammation of the pleura. But where the pleura is inside your body, inside your chest. It's the membrane that holds your lungs and all of the other tissues, some of the glands, the bronchia, and your lungs are super important. If you cannot breathe, there's trouble. This is one of the biggest things with the corona COVID-19 strain of this virus is it sends people into respiratory failure. They are not sure if people can actually regrow the tissue because the way that your lungs work, there's these little sacs inside, like little buckets that, they actually look like a bunch of grapes. So imagine little teeny tiny bunches of grapes inside, all ready to absorb the air that you breathe. And if that's limited, you're already limiting yourself. If you're not breathing the higher rarefied air of 5D and you don't know how, it's time to start practicing what I teach because that's going to get you to the next level. And you're going to continually feel a draggy feeling. You can't catch a breath. You're squeezed in and there's a heaviness on your chest. What does that heaviness over your chest mean? Well, if there's nothing medical, what it means is that you're just bogged down with life and other people's stuff, and you still need to shift it and get it off of you. Everybody out. But how do you do that? How do you do it politely, kindly, amicably? How do you do some of this stuff? What about actual congestion, phlegm? Do you have phlegm come up here? Do you have phlegm come up here? How congested are you? Are there things that run in your family, food sensitivities that make you congested somehow? Do you feel like you have heart heavy or world weary? Do you feel really weary of the world? Are you world weary? Lethargy, or even another one, a false pregnancy. Many people call this a mystic pregnancy, but there's symptoms that I refer to it as false pregnancy symptoms. Why? Because it can mimic some of the symptoms. And that's one of the hardest things is what is mimicking something and why, and what is actual. Mimicking is something that your body is not imposing on you. Your body wants you to address it so you can get it out and be done with it really forever. Because in order to ascend, heaviness has to come out. A majority of congestion has to come out. These areas of you have to be healthy. Your lungs have to be healthy. Your nerves have to be healthy. Your heart has to be healthy. Your female reproductive areas and your male reproductive areas, the prostate. The prostate's a big one. Men do get affected there. And sometimes females can feel their man's body parts going through things. It can happen. You can feel it sometimes if they're doing certain things and it doesn't feel friendly. You know why some of this stuff doesn't feel friendly or very love like at this point? Because it's stuff that you need to focus on getting rid of. You have to make it go. Now, one of the other things that can affect the respiratory and the heart big time is anxiety, panic, panicky feelings, nervousness, social anxiety, anxiety, and it doesn't seem to let up for people. I know how to get rid of it. I know what causes it, and I know how you can work with it so that it gradually leaves you without using meds. What if you use meds? Do you want to wean off the meds and not be reliant upon them or codependent all the rest of your life? Because we are getting rid of all types of codependencies. All types of codependencies. And this is what is really happening. A new life. A new life that doesn't include addictions and fears and smoking and drinking and, doing things to excess, and filling yourself back up with actual real love, not the heaviness of the world, not being heart heavy, not carrying a burden for others, not holding space for other people, because really you can't. Your new twin flame body does not want to carry a bunch of people or their stuff. So how do we do this? Well, I do have instructions in several of my books. In fact, my first book here is actually available on Amazon. The other 5 books will be available on Amazon shortly. And if you see this video later, it's going to be on Amazon. Book 1, Breath. Book 4, Inner Healing. How do you do inner healing? Well, one thing that helps is doing what I refer to as a mini fast, which is a little bit different than intermittent fasting. I am a student of Dr. Norman Walker, who was a proponent of using juices and the live principle in them, which is the enzymes, to help people heal things almost by melting it away, by putting a liquid in you that has been formulated and it's from nature, to be able to help you to, dissolve things like kidney stones, dissolve the congestion, strengthen your heart, make you feel better. And not only that, the things that are grown with light and love, put the light and love inside you. And that's what I say in the book too, because I've been doing this ever since I was a child. I've been doing it since I was a child, when in those days people would call you a health nut. I mean, really, that was the terminology. And they would say, "Oh, you're a health nut." Hey, which one is what's that milk stuff, yogurt? What's that called? People weren't really sure. It was fairly new in the United States. So just like this is fairly new, and I want to let you know something, because this was very exciting for me. I actually cried tears of joy when I received this. I received the trademark for my work that I have been copywriting for several years. And it took me a good 18 months to be reviewed and go through the process. It's legit. And not only that, it is original. I have gone through it. I have documented it. I have been a scribe of higher guidance, channeling my own higher self information, writing it down, automatic writing, waking up at 3, 4, 5 a.m. And not only that, I have suffered. Okay, I'm not just coming to you and saying this like it's never happened to me. I've had to recover from drinking. I had to rebuild my nerves. I had to rebuild my respiratory system. I had to build up my heart again, my endurance, my strength. I didn't do it by the twin flame marathon of, you know, holding and pining. I worked on myself. I got my lungs clear because I breathed a lot of secondhand smoke. What you will find with this COVID-19 is that people who smoke or take inhalants of some kind that are not medicines, okay, let me be clear about that, will have a harder time because this is directly affecting the respiratory system. Do you know where your twin has been? Do you know what they've been up to? Do you know what their habits are? Or do you? And this is time for seriousness, my friends, because we're all in this together. We all have had an effect on each other. Now, there are good things because there are resources available. Yeah, our mobility is limited. Yeah, our travel is restricted. Yeah, we have to stay home. And yeah, we all hope it doesn't go to martial law and that everyone does their part. But what I want to let you know is there are things you can do with yourself that I am teaching to help you transcend this level, this transcending the level where all of this mumbo jumbo takes place, all of the mythology, all of the, weirdnesses and the things that, get made up by the head and the fearful things. Get up here and feel the truth for yourself. Have the experiences, because the work that I do, while it does it helps people to purge. It helps people purge more easily with a plan, methodically, so that you can actually get yourself up and running and up here where you belong. Okay? And that is not just talk. I've been living at that new level for a while. It's been a challenge to see people going down or falling apart with things because they're not, they're not doing some of the things that would be helpful for them. So to give you an example, respiratory and heart, if people are having breathing issues, sometimes it's noticeable, but they're not doing anything, and sometimes they wind up in an emergency situation when there is a crisis. I teach you to get in tune with yourself, no matter what hand you were dealt when you were born, no matter who you come from, no matter what your family of origin is. Your twin flame body has a template that connects you from here to there, from here to there, from here to 5D. And, all you have to do are some manageable things. Okay, not impossible, manageable, maybe tedious. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little demo of something here. And let me show you what I've got here. So I've got my juicer. I juice every single day. And this is a real simple one, okay, with easy to obtain things. Excellent for your upper respiratory system. I've got carrots, which came right out of the bag, and someone else peeled them and chopped them. That's about a pound, okay? I've got celery, 4 stalks of celery. The celery provides a lot of very usable sodium and calcium, which is excellent for building up the tissues here, right in this area. And I'm talking about building up tissues that support your immune system. You have an immune system that lives up here and in your lymph glands. They all got to work together. They've all got to talk to each other. They've got to keep you healthy enough so that you can be in love and do the things you want to do and begin to go out of body, which is something that a lot of us forget. People say, oh, I want to get out of here, but they're not paying attention to the how. Okay, so this is one small piece of the how-to. How do you support this body, boost it up, build it up, thin out the secretions? Carrot juice actually is excellent at thinning out phlegm and thinning out secretions and biofilms. What else do I have here? Ginger. Now you're not going to put this whole chunk in there unless you really love ginger. What you're going to do is cut a piece that is about this big, okay? This is plenty, that's enough, that's tolerable for most people. What does the ginger do? Besides being high in copper and magnesium, very fresh ginger should look like this, sort of a, bright yellow color, should have a pleasant fragrance, it should be juicy, it should be firm and juicy, and it should be sort of like a hint of a lemon aroma to it. That's going to be really fresh ginger. It warms the gallbladder, it warms the tissues down here for when everything starts to move in your body, and it stimulates, okay? Easy, easy. What else do I have? I have a little touch of sweetness, some cantaloupe to go in here. And you should get citrus. So you'll notice something here with these colors, okay? Orange, 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 yellow, greenish yellow. I'm gonna stretch it a little bit. Okay, yellows and oranges correspond to the upper part of the body very well, and the feminine areas. And that's going to be your respiratory system. Parts of the respiratory system distinctly are here to support feminine energy. How did this look when it was finished? Pretty tasty. So I'm going to do this, and let me just show you how easy this is. Okay, I'm going to hold the microphone away because it'll get noisy. Okay, how easy was that? You prep your things, you chop it, the stuff should be easy available at a store, and that is going to brighten your day if you drink it first thing in the morning and boost you. Look how much it made. Look at this. Okay, this is about, what does it say here? 500 milliliters, 500 milliliters, and it's enough for maybe 2 people or a parent and a child. All you'd have to do is double the ingredients to yield a little bit more. And when you mix the veggies with the fruit, you're going to get something very tasty. So now let me come back here. So thanks for watching my juice demonstration. I do highly recommend it. In my book 4, which is called Inner Healing, oops, it's kind of faded there. Inner Healing, I have several juice formulations to help you with certain parts of your body. That's just one of them. I have to help you with your wings and the things that are happening on your back, your shoulders, universally free to fly. And to help you break away from the past, which includes your reproductive expansion of love, erasing the past. Several things in there to help you. It's all outlined for you. It's pre-recorded. I am doing a live webinar. I do them almost every week or weekend. The links are below. And I also do distance energy healing, which is terrific for, having space with each other here at this point. But I always do this. It is the Spirit Subtle Body session, which will help you with this anxiety, mild anxiety, respiratory system, heart, female issues, male issues, and addictions. The other thing is that I do a psyche body session, which is for deeper healing if you have phobias, traumas, being attacked. I mean, there are deep things that people have, and there are things that are a little bit on the milder side, but still troublesome for you. I'm here to help. Um, I can't, do this unless, we put out the word. Please let people know if you have people in your vicinity that need this kind of energy work. There are times when I just work with them and we don't even mention the words twin flame, because this really is about is integrating a new template for a relationship from 5D. There's a new template. Your twin flame body helps you. It makes both of you accountable. And I know what I'm doing, and I wish you well. Try it. Try the juice. If you have questions, write me at twinflamesmerge.com or twinflamebody, or I'm sorry, write me at twinflamesmerge at Gmail or twinflamebody at Gmail. See my great stuff. I have always kept up with the changes in terms of bringing you what's necessary. That's what I receive guidance on. I am from the timelines where we had planned to do this as a part of several of, the, I don't know what you could call us, the grandmasters of the master plan or something. We're all a part of it here. Making change is what we're good at. Evolving is a requirement. Being in love is vital for your health, because if you don't have love, you can't alchemize any of this. That's what I specialize in. I specialize in the body and the metaphysical sides of you. I'm an intuitive, and thanks so much for watching. Enjoy your day, and please subscribe. Thank you. Bye.